The following program may contain language of an adult nature. Listener discretion is advised.
Views and opinions expressed on the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of alltalkradio.net.
We think it's the banning of
We are anonymous. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. My boy Maxwell Silverhammer and my bottom bitch jerk man will set you straight with some good all true shit and none of the shit that irks me. Hey Maxie baby, I still got them videos. You fill my cereal port perfectly. Bitch.
Yes! Finally kicked those fuckers off the air.
It's about goddamn time I got sick of those fucks.
Yeah, that GJ Jerkman and Maxwell Silverhammer with all their goddamn anti-corporate talk.
Just be happy. We're gonna go celebrate right now. I think we should go do some golf and butt fuck one another.
Oh, that's the greatest. I'm ready. Hold on. Go get in the car here.
Get the hell in the other side. Another side. There you go.
There we go.
All right.
This is a great day.
I'm gonna start it up now. You ready?
These bastards.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Bora Bora, here we go.
It's the STIM Radio Show.
Maxwell Silverhammer, GJ Jerkman, Cruise Control, and G Motor. Do you smell fire? I think somebody lit a cigarette. No, it's the hottest radio show on the internet. So keep it locked here from 7 to 9, cause the STEM radio fam, they ahead of their time. And now it's lesson 1, man, this is lesson 2. No format because they keep it fresh and new. And this is what I call HQ. A win for you, a musical genius, man. They can't paint it like a basic, but if the content is making you sick, take some Dayquil. And if you think that the jocks sound quirky, allow me to introduce you to the shit that irks me.
All right, you sons of fucking bitches. Welcome to the shit that fucking cocksucking irks me. I'm Maxwell Silverhammer. It is Wednesday night, like you didn't fucking know that. Although, you know, if you're in another country, it may be Thursday morning or some dumb shit. So, you know, figured I'd just tell you where I'm at. It's Wednesday night. So anyway, welcome to the show. I am Maxwell Silverhammer, if I didn't already tell you. So, you know, I think I need to explain myself. You know, with all my joking about corporate gym and felching cum out of each other's colons and, you know, ass fucking each other on the beach and all this kind of stuff like that. So where's all this come from? Where am I getting this? You know, a lot of people might think, oh, am I being anti-gay or what's the story with that? Well, first of all, you gotta think, you know, corporate America, and when I say corporate America, I mean the government, I mean the corporations, they're all lumped in because they all do the same thing. You know, it's just they have different methods of doing it. That's all. So for all intents and purposes, corporate America is governments and corporations together. So corporate gym basically is, and this is the thing with those, with that, is they act like girls. Their behavior is very girly. You know,
what's wrong with being a girl?
Well, I don't know. I would ask you the same question.
Well, I'm not girly, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, like I said, what's wrong with being a girl?
I don't know. You were saying they're all girls. They act like girls.
They do act like girls. Like they want to change things all the time. Everything's all about money. And
men do that too.
No, women are very money motivated. And,
I'm not.
And so, well,
I'm poor, and I have no problem with that.
I love when somebody says, "Oh, I'm not part of that. I'm not part of it." You know?
No, really, I'm poor. I have no problem with it. I'm happy.
Well, and that's totally cool. But no, they act like girls. They really do. Like, you know, the fact that everything's about money, and then now, you know, thinking about like these globalists, you know, lately we've noticed that the internet's been slower, and you know, just because they're fucking around with shit, and it's for some means of making money. So they're plotting, you know, they're doing things to. Now, if I had all the money in the world and I was on my 6th heart transplant, like Mr. Rockefeller, you know, I wouldn't give a shit what anyone says. So, you know, you know how they're always getting upset and, you know, they're blocking the videos or they're don't. Like, really? Dude, if I had all the money in the world like you, I mean, I'm not in a situation like that, obviously, so maybe I shouldn't talk, and I've never been in that situation of having all the money in the world and being, fucking, whatever they want to call them, the Bill Gates or Steve Jobs type people or whatever. But if I had all that money, I wouldn't give a shit what people are saying about me. I really fucking wouldn't care. But see, these guys, they care. They're like, what are you saying about me? I'm a girl. I'm a faggot. No, Jesus. And as far as the fag part of this whole thing, they're the same types, and I'm thinking a lot of gay people will probably agree with me. They're closet fags. So basically they'll, say stuff like, I wouldn't hire any fags to work for me, them goddamn fudge-packing queers. And then all of a sudden, he's getting his colon busted open like a 32-pack at a frat party. So, and digging his teeth into the Formica. So, and of course, they want to create this image like they're, these, I'm the all-American Christian man, and I love Jesus, and faggotry is wrong, and, I'm married, and I'm, and it's like, no, actually, you're a rip-roaring queer behind closed doors, because that's what you do. You get your you dig your teeth into the Formica, you felch out wads that come out of corporate Jim's colon, thick mucousy ropes of cum. And and they're into shit fetish stuff too. Like, that's why we mentioned that taking dumps on their face and unloading their rectal roach coach onto their tonsils, because corporate fucks are into that kind of shit. That's just how it is. So I'm that video camera that's going behind the scenes and showing you what I'm picking up. So that's basically what it is. But yeah, I'm just noticing they're really ramping shit up, with the internet and, the YouTube, and they're making shit difficult. That's girly behavior, and like I said, I and this isn't a bash towards women, but I should, maybe I should put it like this. It's bitch behavior. It's how bitches act. Plus, they're always trying to change shit all the time. I mean, look at fucking Facebook. Every other day they're changing shit. And, I was talking to...
Men can be bitches, too, so it's okay. I'll take that one. I'll take that one.
No, trust me. Men can be bitches. I will
agree.
That's what I
said. I'll take that one, because men can be bitches, too.
Oh, men can be bitches. Jesus Christ. And these guys are men, and they're acting just like bitches. That's why we made the joke in the beginning of the intro where, let's go do some golf and butt fuck one another. Basically that's kind of what they do is that's kind of real. So, yeah, we're that video camera that, is behind the scenes, and now you're watching the tape, and maybe you don't like what you see or hear, but hey, it's what we're picking up, So, but yeah, every night when I'm uploading shows, I run into some kind of fucking problem. Or like today, I was downloading an MP3 version of one of my shows, and I mean, this shit took like 30 minutes, 30. I'm like, I feel like it's 1996 again. So, because remember in 96 when it took like 3 hours just for something to download, you'd like leave the house.
Dial-up.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is not, we're not using dial-up anymore. We're using, whatever, Cox cable or...
At this rate, I think dial-up would probably be better.
Well, that's the thing. It's like they're trying to turn regular... And what? Why? For the sake of making money? It's like, just so we can make money, darling, and just so we can track you. Why are you tracking me? Why should you give a shit what I'm doing? Really, that's girl behavior. Chicks that sit and watch,
that's creepy stalker behavior.
Yeah, creepy
guy or girl.
Creepy psycho bitch. Well, you know what? Even if a stalker male is a bitch, because it's them acting like a bitch. Plus, we're not even going to talk about, what the fuck, how they grew up. They probably got their asses kicked. They probably got the shit kicked out of them at home. And now they're, all of a sudden they feel this surge of power because they made something of themselves, quote unquote. So now all of a sudden they're like, oh, yeah, I'm somebody, God damn it. I used to lay in bed in fear of my drunk father. Now people lay in bed in fear of me. So it's all money and power and just like a chick. So that is my whole connection with, corporate Jim and the bitch behavior and all that kind of stuff. And, man, I just couldn't be a Corporanicon, man. I couldn't. I mean, I've never developed a taste for fecal matter. Felching cum out of someone's ass is just not something that I would find anything, good from doing, So, yeah, it's just, it's not my thing. And, I'm around yucklebucks all day, and they seem miserable. to be honest with you. Just in the building I work at, they're just kind of walking around like drones, and they're like, all right, I gotta suck my way to the top if I want to get anywhere. So that's the other thing. It's the motto is if you can't deep throat it, then you can't be promoted. So that's that's why I said they're a bunch of they're girls. They're fucking globalist bitches, and so that's why all the issues we've been having. Or another pain in the ass is when I'm trying to type something on fucking YouTube, like I'm putting in my description. Oh, you should have seen the shit I was going through with fucking trying to put Lil Eazy-E's show up last night. I mean, that was a fucking fight like you wouldn't believe. I'm trying to put this bitch up, then it stops uploading, then I got to go back the fuck in, and here's the other thing. Software companies, and I don't want to hear this, you don't understand software design bullshit, but basically they put shit out that doesn't motherfucking work. And I don't know what's incompatible, but on my computer, when I try to upload a show, for instance, you know how I have to click, it's the browse button, whatever, so I can find the file to upload it. It freezes my Internet Explorer. So then it says Internet Explorer stopped working. Do you want to wait for the program to respond, or do you want to close the program? So I've got to do this. No shit. I've got to do, it's like a workout. I've got to do 3 sets of like 3 before it fucking finally uploads for me. Otherwise it just stops and freezes and I'm fighting with it. And then eventually it takes me to a page and it says Internet Explorer has stopped working, returning to YouTube. Click here to go to or to try to go back to YouTube. What do they call it? A site error or something like that. It's some weird fucking thing. So now I have to go back to YouTube, click upload again, and then do the browse bullshit. And I'm doing this like 3 or 4 times before I get my website error thing. Then I go back to the YouTube. And so then finally I get it to upload. So I'm like, great. Okay, now I can actually put some tags in this bitch. Well, then it's putting them in the wrong place. And, and it's difficult enough with JAWS, because you got to find the edit box. But now they got their Jay-Z jump arounds. It's another thing that makes them like bitches. They got to have everything's flashy and everything, moving around and jumping and popping. And, it's like, dude, we don't need this shit. I want to be able to put my fucking video up. Don't advertise shit to me. Stop selling me on shit all the time. Just like a bitch. Oh, buy this, get this, bit that. Shut up, bitch. Get your ass kicked. So anyway, yeah, that's the whole that. So I do that. Every night. That's why I said appreciate these motherfucking videos when you're watching them, because I went through shit to put them up. So so yeah, it's even more so. And then if I try to share them, then the wording gets fucked up and I gotta go back, and it's just a fucking pain in the ass. So this is globalist girl bitch faggot ass nigga behavior, bottom line. And they're just they're pounding each other in the colon hole, and this is what they do. They just love making shit hard on you. Like, oh, me and Jim were laying down on a beach. He takes a shit in my mouth. It sprays all over my teeth. I'm chewing up chunks. It sprays out his rump. It goes down my throat, and I'm sharing his lunch. I love it, corporate. So of course, because I was gonna have the songs for those motherfuckers. It's funny too, because when I wasn't working, this anti-corporate attitude started in 1998. Once I graduated college, and I was looking for jobs, and I saw the shit. And a lot of people thought, well, you're just bitter because, you're not working, and that's why you think that way. Well, now that I'm working, I see them more often, and I see more shit from them, and I dislike them even more. So, that's just how it is. And it fucking gets on my fucking nerves, man. It's just like everywhere you go is corporate. And what is this love affair everybody has with corporate Jim? Everybody has this, like, oh, we got to protect the corporate man. We got to protect, those people are signing your paychecks. And, they don't give a fuck about you. When are you going to learn that? Okay? So stop loving on this guy and making him like he's, the greatest in the world. Okay? He's a fucking slimeball piece of shit. And he's just basically just finding ways to fuck you. That's how that is. But, everybody still goes to bat, and everybody wants to be like him. And that's the thing, too. It seems like everybody tries to be corp. You see all these people trying to act like there's something when they're really nothing. It's like these MLM people, same shit. They walk around like there's some big shit. And it's like these network events I go to, and I'm going to get more into this later because I have an SMJ later in the show that I'm going to talk about something that happened to me today at one of these networking things. But it's just funny that I can go to these events and I get people that come up to me. They've seen me at all these. I mean, I've seen some of these people for years. I mean, this isn't like, oh, okay, I just met you for the first time or whatever. So we had one guy sitting at our table today just asking us all kinds of off-the-wall, stupid fucking questions. And right away my assistant knew, like, hey, man, this person really doesn't know what we do. And, how do we change that? And I'm just like, it doesn't fucking matter. They're just gonna, and it's amazing because everybody else, they know exactly what everyone does, and they're sucking and fucking, and they know each other and blow each other and do whatever. And then they basically just, they come up to me and they just say weird shit. And, it's almost like in their mind, they just, well, again, they're corporate. So, Corporaticons don't have original thoughts. I mean, we know that. So basically they, see me and they kind of the first thought in their mind is probably, well, no one would hire him. He's probably just a volunteer for his organization. Never mind, I got business cards and all kinds of other shit, that I can show you. But, a lot of those people are so self-absorbed and it's look at me, look at me, look at me, and I'm promoting my bullshit and I'm, fuck everybody else. Although, like I said, they all know each other and they all seem to, but I love, like today we had this activities director. We were at this one facility. And this bitch, I swear to God, I've been trying to contact her for years about getting in there to talk to her, the residents, and, do a speaking event and whatever. Never fucking messages me back. Never returns my phone calls. So finally she's up today and she's like, oh yeah, and we love people to come out and speak and just contact me and I'll get right back to you. And I'm like, you cunt bag. You fucking, I've been trying to get a hold of you for years and you're basically just saying, oh yeah, well, we'll get to it when we do, and you never get to me. So, and it's kind of like my assistant, the Kraken, was saying, people don't take me seriously. That's like been the promotional curse that I've had. When I was doing music, nobody took me seriously. When I was doing, the job I do, I promote a service. No one takes me seriously. When I'm doing this radio show, no one takes me seriously. But you know what the common denominator is? My blindness. So, but we'll get more into that. That's more in depth later. I don't want to start tearing into that right away. But, yeah, I
We think it's the banning of
We are anonymous. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. My boy Maxwell Silverhammer and my bottom bitch Jerk Man will set you straight with some good old true shit and none of that shit that irks me. Hey Maxie baby, I still got them videos. You fill my cereal port perfectly. Bitch.
Oh, Charlie Chucklepluck. So speaking of globalist ass fucks, all right, this right here, I actually found a video, and we're going to play it real quick, and we're going to listen to what the fuck this guy says, because it's very telltale, so if you think that, the government's looking out for you and trying to stop the terror eye before they ruin your American way, let's play this here video. Let's hear this thing. Got it? Gonna roll it there?
Generally, a lot of people would say you reap what you sow. So how do we fix self-radicalized lone wolves domestically?
Well, we've got to identify the people who are most likely to be radicalized. We've got to cut this off at the beginning. There are always a certain number of young people who are alienated. They don't get a job, they lost a girlfriend, their family doesn't feel happy here. And we can watch the signs of that, and there are members of the community who will reach out to those people and bring them back in and encourage them to look at their blessings here. But I do think on a national policy level, we need to look at what self-radicalization means, because we are at war with this group of terrorists. They do have an ideology. In World War II, if someone supported Nazi Germany at the expense of the United States, we didn't say that was freedom of speech. We put him in a camp. They were prisoners of war. So if these people are radicalized and they don't support the United States and they're disloyal to the United States as a matter of principle, fine, that's their right. It's our right and our obligation to segregate them from the normal community for the duration of the conflict. And I think we're going to have to increasingly get tough on this, not only in the United States, but our allied nations like Britain and Germany and France are going to have to look at their domestic law procedures.
General Wesley Clark, as always, great to see you, sir. Thanks for your time, and I want to pass along to our viewers.
Wow. Okay. Now, look, this guy's General Wesley Clark. General Wesley Clark, you're a bitch. And you're a traitor. Bottom line, that was the most anti-American shit I've ever heard in my life. Well, yeah, it's not freedom of speech. Yeah, actually, it is freedom of speech. Because guess what? Some people aren't happy with what? With the way you guys are fucking. You and in the corporations that you're all working for, okay, are not. We're not happy. We're not feeling this shit. And yet, you know, you guys, there was just some shit that he said in there. And he straight up said, we need to take them to camps. So, you know, again, I'm not the world's biggest conspiracy person in the world. But, hey, man, what you hear is what you hear. You know, again, you see that camera that's, you know, behind closed doors. You know, I can't argue with the camera, you know, and that type of shit.
And you know what's sad is 99% of anybody that's in the military now has to watch their fucking mouth.
Yeah. Oh, they'll lock you up just
because when they get disgruntled, they have no problem opening their mouths and voicing how they feel and how they're being treated because we get treated like garbage.
Yeah, I understand. But at the same time now, you know, now it's not free speech. You have to actually, how dare you talk about, you know, the way we're treating people or the way we're being treated or whatever.
Well, here's the thing. What gives him the right to take away my constitutional rights?
Well, there you go. Exactly.
And what gives anybody the right to change our constitutional rights? That's why they were input in the first place, so we had rights.
Yeah, yeah.
So we weren't persecuted for speaking our minds and everything else.
They want to turn this back to the colonies, man. We're going backwards. So
it's bullshit.
Yeah, it's total bullshit. And this is what's going on, man. And these are the people. So, you know, instead of, you know, most Americans, if it doesn't say Kim Kardashian before it, they don't
give a shit.
Yeah, they don't care. But this is the shit that's really going on. And this is what they want to, you know.
That's because everybody wants to live in their fantasy worlds.
Yeah, well, it's easier to, you know, close it off and hide and have your happy all the time. You know, and your prescription medications and all the other shit they're feeding you.
Please, can I have some?
Shit. No, I'd stay away from those fucking
Well,
things.
the VA is a big one to prescribe drugs so you don't know shit.
Well, like when you had your PTSD, right?
Yep. I went through a different source so that it wasn't on my record.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Ah, okay. So, but obviously, yeah, if you're going through the VA, this is the kind of shit. But, I mean... Fuck, I'm still dumbfounded from this shit, from what this guy's talking about. You know, they need to look at the blessings they have. Okay, the blessing that you're taking away our rights, you know, that's a blessing. Oh, that's such a blessing. Every day I just, you know.
The blessings that we have. So I should look for the fact that I struggle every fucking day.
Hey, it's your blessing.
To support myself and my 3 children. Because it's a blessing?
It is. It's a blessing, Charlie. And if you don't like it here, you can
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my children and everything, but there's no reason why I should have to fucking suffer while these other idiots get paid a pension and they don't do a goddamn thing. And even when they were in office or whatever position they held, they didn't do shit. They made things worse. Exactly. Otherwise, it wouldn't be the way it is now.
Well, this guy's, obviously, he's retired. He's an old piece of shit. And, you know, oh, I'm retired military. You shouldn't even be speaking, you fuck. You know, he really, honestly, he shouldn't even be speaking for the military.
No, he shouldn't, because obviously he doesn't know what it's like to be in the military in this day and age.
Well, even back to, okay, well, going back to the Vietnam War. I mean,
they were all fucked.
Well, I mean, people protested, so were those hippies?
Oh, you can't protest now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Were the hippies, I mean, they would have sent those hippies to concentration camps if it was now, you know, if they're protesting.
Yeah, they would have.
And those people were, I mean, they were pretty fucking... And I'm not saying what the hippies did was right, because obviously they're spitting on soldiers and calling them baby
I'm sorry, but if somebody would have spit on me, I would have punched somebody in the face.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the throat.
No, that was straight up in the mouth. You get punched in the face.
Yeah, well, no, which is bullshitty too. But at the same time, people have their rights. We do have the right to free speech, free assembly, things of that nature.
Yeah.
But I love how, and it's funny because this guy is being painted as a patriot. They're looking at him like, oh, he's patriotic. He loves AmeriCorps. And it's like, no, actually, he doesn't. He's a fucking, he wants to change it, to
suit him,
his ideology. And it's our obligation. It's our duty and our obligation to bring you back, to reprogram you.
No, it's supposed to be for the people of the people, like it is stated in the Constitution.
Well, they forgot about that. It's kind of funny. A lot of these people weren't educated.
And they're not educated now. I mean, hello, Common Core?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Well, but you got a lot of, I don't want to say military, like soldiers like you, but you got a lot of higher ups, like politicians, that are supposed to uphold the Constitution that are actually going against the Constitution with a lot of the shit they're doing.
Well, it's been bend at my will and my need.
Yeah.
That's what it seems to be now.
Yeah, exactly. Do as I say. Well, you have the two kinds. You have authoritarian, and then you have totalitarian. And what you're getting is a lot of totalitarian where, because you know the difference, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, like an authoritarian is somebody who's, they want to enforce their laws and things, but a totalitarian not only wants to enforce their laws, but they want you to say they're great. So basically it's like saying, well, okay, the law is you have to let me fuck you in the ass. And not only do you have to let me fuck you in the ass, but you have to act like you enjoy it. So, it's the same. That's a totalitarian. Basically, they want to ram a cock up your colon and they, a lot of references to getting rammed in the ass. I understand, but you know what? It's all very basic, folks. It's cowboy logic, as Charlie Daniels said. But wow, what hearing that just took. Again,
there's so much to say, but
it almost leaves you speechless. You're like,
it kind of does. I mean, it just hearing it pissed me off.
Oh yeah. Well, then to replay, that's why I wanted to replay it, because I was like, we got to play this on the air, because I want to say, I got to hear this again for myself, and now we can talk about it and rip on it and say, hey, what kind of shit is this, man? We're in America, and guess what? I'm proud to be an American. I know you are.
I wear my flag for what it stood for, not for what it stands for now, which is garbage.
Right. Exactly. The traditional America, that's what we're for. Not for, hey, fucking corporations and governments can just do whatever the fuck they want. They're not like how he says we got to do it to Germany and what did he say? England and all these other places. And it's like, that right there is a step towards a world government, not a country's government.
And it's funny because the country's government was set up to help keep the Constitution alive and to protect the people and help with the needs of the
assholes
people.
Like this.
And now we've got fucking idiots that it's about their paycheck because, to be honest, they're more worried about how much they're going to get paid than anything else.
Don't speak out against me. Don't speak out against me.
I mean, come on. They can make up a budget for their pay and their pay raises, but they can't make up a budget to pay the military better?
Yeah. Well,
or
that's
to come up with a new budget to help out the veterans for the VA hospitals and the clinics?
Oh, yeah. Some of these
So
assholes.
we get half-ass medical care. I mean, fucking people on welfare are getting better medical care than the fucking veterans.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
And you don't qualify for Medicaid or anything like that if you have VA benefits.
Or illegals are getting a lot of those benefits that us as citizens are getting.
Oh, I know they do.
And you talk about unconstitutional and anti-American, that's the most anti-American shit ever. The fact that not only are they letting illegals in here to work for lower wages, but they're also outsourcing our jobs to overseas. And I'll see some of these, again, here comes the love affair with corporate America. Some of these assholes will back these people for doing that. Well, you got to understand it's cheaper to outsource the labor. And okay, so it's better to have shittier products. That's and we're supposed to buy it.
Well, that's like when I went to Afghanistan. We had, our U.S. our military personnel, because it wasn't just U.S. It was a mix of all kinds of countries. And then you had your local nationals, which were Afghani locals, so people from Afghanistan. And then you had your third nationals. And those were people from other countries that they hired to contract to come out and do whatever they couldn't get U.S. contractors or other contractors from those countries that were there.
So these are other military from other.
No.
Who is
they
that?
went to like Bosnia and
Jesus.
some fucking. Most of them are third world countries that they contracted these people from.
Wow. Here, fight our war for us.
No, these are just to do to run our PX, and which is pretty much a
Great
convenience store.
So basically, we're sharing.
And they ran our DFAX, which is a dining facility. They cleaned up our garbage. Brought us water, stuff like that. Just
janitorial type shit, huh?
Stuff like that. And then they also had the store providers, and then they had all kinds of shit. But I mean, the only U.S. that I saw there, besides the ones in uniform, were ones who were contracted. They're called civilian contractors.
Wow.
And what they do is they get their security clearance. They have certain certificates that they have, and they contract over, and they come over and do the same jobs we're doing, but they're getting paid $150,000 a year, if not more. Actually, for 6 or 9 months, they're getting paid about $150,000 to $250,000, depending on what your certifications are.
Jesus.
And it's all tax-free.
And this is what they do. I mean, this is.
We had a lot of people that came back from our deployment, and they took a year or two off from being in the military, or they just said, okay, I'm done. My contract's up, I'm done. And they went out and did civilian contracting jobs, and they went and left for another year to go back to Afghanistan so that they could make this money to be able to pull themselves out of the debt that they had, because we got fucked because they couldn't come up with a budget for our pay, and they took our pay away. It hit National Guard first, then it hit reservists, and by the time it was going to hit active duty, they had figured it out, because you don't want to piss off active duty, but you're going to piss off, Reserve and National Guard.
Oh, it's coming, man. I'm telling you, revolution is coming here. You're going to have some people.
They do it every time they have to come up with a budget. They take away from the military first.
So you guys get fucked first.
Yes, and when we went almost 3 months without pay, and
Really?
we got increments of it. It took about almost 6 months to get paid, because they're the government. And because being in the military, you're owned by the government.
Yeah.
You literally sign your life away once you sign that dotted line.
So if they tell you you're going to be working for free, you got to do it, huh?
Yep.
Wow. Yet they're giving security clearances to people from other countries.
And they take mine away because I fucked up and checked the wrong box.
How dangerous is that? And how anti-American is that? Now, let's just let the terrorists on our base. But I guess they need a scapegoat, because now they could say, now it's you Americans that are speaking out. It's you're the fucking terror eye, and we're going to go get out, because you don't agree with us making big fucking fat paychecks and sitting on our fat asses and trying to calculate bullshit budgets that we're not actually going to calculate. Well, we're going to give ourselves bonuses, of course, because we're globalist ass fucks. And wow. So they're actually letting other people from other countries onto our military base in times of war.
Well, it was a joint military base. It was a NATO base.
Well, that's even scarier. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be.
Oh, I do. I was there.
There shouldn't even be joint military bases. You know what I'm saying?
I have no problem with joint military bases, because I made a lot of friends with people from other nations.
Well, yeah, of course. You met cool people and things like that, I'm sure. But at the same time, it's like.
At the same time, it's still kind of bullshit.
Well, I like how in one breath we're at war, but then in the next breath we're, kissing another country's ass, or kissing other countries' asses and outsourcing. I bet you a lot of our jobs that are out, supposedly it's what are we at war with Iraq? Is that the big thing? Or who are we at war with now? We're at
it's
war
right
with
now.
terror.
It's in Iraq because of the ISIS.
Oh, that's right. It's ISIS. Well, we're gonna let a few ISIS fucking members on the base. It's okay. It's okay. They may blow it up, but who cares?
We had to constantly worry about whether or not the people that were coming on our base and our FOBs as workers and as intel, they would come in and pretty much narc everybody out.
Really?
Yeah. Well, they would narc out their own people, is what it was, because they got paid for it. They would get paid to come in and give them information. And we had to worry about whether or not, if these people were actually gathering information and giving us tidbits just because, they want to gather information on us.
Yeah.
So we had to constantly worry about that.
Well, it's funny because, I really don't think we're at war with another country. I think we're at war with
Ourselves.
with the government.
Yep.
And that's what it is. We're going to have a class war. It's coming. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be, the higher up government corporations, all that shit, because, again, they're all working together, against the citizens. So, and if you fuckers don't believe it, I mean, you heard it right there. I mean, that was out of the mouth of General Wesley Clark, retired commander of NATO. And these are the motherfuckers you're expecting to protect you. These are the people that are actually looking to send you to a concentration camp,
Yeah, these are the people that are supposed to protect our rights and, deal with what our needs should be and make sure our needs are met so that we live in a free country.
No, they're protecting the illegals.
Themselves and what they can accomplish, and it's pretty much what they can get out of it.
We're going to let terrorists on our military base, but yet we're going to blame, radical radio shows and things like that. Those are the fuckers that we need to take.
That and veterans.
Yeah. Yeah. How can a veteran be labeled as a terrorist?
Because we have more inside information than most people do because we live it day in and day out.
Wow. But I can't believe they're even referring, in one breath, everybody, I love the veterans, this, that, and whatever. And then the next breath, it's,
let's fucking kill them all.
Let's watch them. Let's watch the veteran. Let's put them on they call them the watch list and all that other crazy shit. So, and there are people I know people that are actually on those lists, and they're just normal citizens. But for some fucked up reason, they get placed on these weird watch lists.
Because if you have a mind of your own, you become a target.
Yeah, this is starting to get like 1984.
I don't.
Oh, you never? No, I mean the
just
book.
fucking with you.
You read the book, right?
No.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Oh, you should read that, especially if you're an avid reader, which you are.
I am.
So, you got to read George Orwell's 1984, man. That shit.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
That shit's freakalicious. Hey, another thing I was gonna have you look up real quick. I saw something today about California wants to split into 6 states or some shit.
Oh yeah. I was being told about that earlier, and I was like, "What?"
What's the deal? Let's get some more info on that because I'm like, huh?
Okay, I'll pull up some info.
Yeah, let's see what's happening with that because I'm like, are they succeeding? As California finally said, enough is a fucking enough, and we're not taking this globalist bullshit. And because there are people waking up. Although I'll tell a quick story while you're looking that up. There was a woman today at this this other networking. I went to 2 networking meetings, and this lady was talking about she's involved with this company, and it's a site. It's totally bad. I mean, as soon as you hear the name, it's like China somethingglobal.com or something like that. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And she's like, well, yeah, they have companies in Canada, and, they just opened one in Copenhagen. And we're all cracking up. Actually, the lady that was sitting next to me goes, I see prison in your future.
Right.
And she's like, oh, no, it's a total company on the up and up. And so we're going, well, how did you know this? How do you know that they're on the up and up? And she's like, well, I had attorneys that looked into this. And she's like, did you pay these attorneys? And she goes, oh, yeah, I paid them. And she's like, well, of course they're going to say what you want to fucking hear. They already took your money. So anyway, yeah, she's on this ChinaSomethingGlobal.com. And it was just totally fair. And we said, well, what's the function of this company? What do they do exactly? And she goes, oh, well, they want to clean up some of the damage that the machine has done. And we're going, okay. And she's like, and also they want to help, disadvantaged populations like seniors. And we're going, oh, yeah, well, how much money's allocated for, say, Las Vegas? And she goes, oh, like about $3 million. And I'm thinking, yeah, there's $3 million that's set up, allocated for us here in Las Vegas. Right now, there's $3 million. It's going to help all of us. Isn't it great? So, and it's like I said, you get these dumb shit Americans, like I've said with Jerkman in the past, that we've allowed this shit to happen because they choose to be stupid. I'm going to be involved with ChinaSomethingGlobal.net. I don't remember the last. God, if I see her again, I'm going to ask her, what's that crazy fucking web? And she's like, and they got videos up there, and, they talk about the company and what they're doing and what they're trying. And I'm like, This is some crooked shit. And the fact that you're jumping into this and getting involved with it, there's something else that's dumb. So they want to feed you that shit. Did you find anything over there?
Yeah, I did, but I will give it to you after the break.
Oh, we got to go to a break, huh?
Yep,
already. I'm going to have to push my SMJ to the last segment then. Oh, well.
You want to push it to the last segment?
Yeah, because this is good. We're flowing.
I pulled up the article. I'll read it. It's from the Washington Post. So
cool.
When we come back, I'll read it for you.
Sounds good. We'll be right back, bitches. On the shit that fucking cocksucking irks me. It sounds like it's stuck
hang
over
on.
there. It's frozen.
No.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm kind of confused.
Oh, kind of confused. All right. Look at your notes.
I got it. Wait. Let's see.
There you go. All right. We'll be right back, bitches. You ass-clutching queer patricians and punk assholes. All right, what's hood good, bitches? I'm Maxwell Silverhammer from STIM Radio.
And I'm Clarence Harris from the Block Report.
And this Thursday, we got an ass ramming for you. And it's going to start at 6 p.m. and end at 9 p.m. Is your recti ready?
We're going to be talking about the Great Divide, America in peril.
So join a 3-hour Block Report / STIM Radio. And if you can deal with the truth for 3 hours, then you might be worth saving. So join us Thursday, 6 p.m., www.alltalkradio.net, bitches.
If you're a fan of hip-hop and R&B, join me, the Bruh Ren, for a full non-stop hour of back-to-back slappers. That's back-to-back slappers. Where the playlist spans from genres like R&B, soul, Hip-hop bangers like
25 sitting on 25 mil, I'm in the building and I'm feeling myself. Rest in peace, Mac Dre. I'ma do it for the pay, okay? Getting paid, we'll holler whenever that stop. My team good, we don't really need a mascot.
Classic throwbacks like.
Well, I'm peeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping. But I damn near got caught, cause my beeper kept beeping. Now it's time for me to make my impression felt. So sit back, relax, and strap on your seatbelt. You've never been on a ride like this before.
Every Friday night at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And Saturday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Only on the Tough Love Show on JNJ.FM.
Hey, most people don't plan to fail, but a lot of people fail to plan. And it really don't have to be like that. What you know about an IRA or a tax-deferred 401k? What you gotta pay to the government? Ever heard of a tax-exempt retirement? That's info most folks don't know. What you gonna do if you live too long? What you gonna do if you die too soon? Can your spouse afford the house? Will your family go bankrupt if you get sick? You got a plan in place to cover medical debt? I'm not talking about Advil, I'm speaking on long-term ill. You ever seen a bill from that home where Big Mama went to live? It's like $73,000 a year. How you gonna pay for that? 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 You work hard every day, but you really don't like it. You're looking at a retirement crisis. Got a good education, got a good job, got the age and the time, but still got robbed in 2008 when the market crashed. Wanna tell your boss to kiss your bus pass, but you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. Said you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. So you wake up in the morning and you put on your game face. Then you run out the house late, headed to the same place. On the bus like I'm stuck in your car like I'm stuck. What you need is a solution, more income and less confusion. What you gonna do, where you gonna go, who you gonna talk to get the info and get money? You can talk to me, you can talk to me, you can talk to me. We got what you need, or you can join the team. Build yourself, then build your wealth by sharing what you learn with somebody else. Each one, teach one how money works. Stay compliant so nobody gets hurt. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Hey, this is Travis. This song was recorded to get your attention. I have some powerful financial information that you should hear. The things that you need to put in place for a solid financial foundation in case you live too long, die too soon, if you become disabled or need to go into a home, or if you simply need access to a tax-free supplemental retirement or emergency fund. We have the information to put these proper plans in place in case any of these things happen. Contact me at my email. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. Let's set up an appointment, sit down at the kitchen table or coffee shop somewhere. I'll show you the information. If you have the need and the means, let's get it done. Or if you're looking for a business with a great compensation plan and a proven system, you should join the team. I know this business isn't for everyone, but it's one of those rare situations where if we all follow the system, it can be a win for all involved. The companies win, the clients win, or the families win, the brokers win. We're entrepreneurs, we're our own bosses. Everyone is a broker. We can make good money and travel around the world on the company's dime. Let's at least try to do it.
At last, the wait's finally over. Be Sick returns from a long hiatus with a brand new album entitled Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Available for digital download only.
Be Sick's no punches pulled approach on the mic gives listeners what they want, as well as gives the rap game a well-deserved kick in the ass. With such hard-hitting gems as the title track, Mr. Zero Tolerance.
My toleration is none. Fuck a buster and a bitch.
Or the laid-back, fun-filled street anthem entitled Change of Pace, featuring Ghost.
This is something to bump as a gift to the haters. So turn it up loud just to piss off your neighbors. And if you out rolling, you be getting a ticket. And if you
straight to the guts, blind to the facts.
Blind to the facts that your mind in the trap. Blind to the facts that with time we adapt. Blind to the facts of what you don't understand. Blind to the facts by the media scams. Blind to the facts of what you read in a book. Blind to the facts of
download your copy today of Mr. Zero Tolerance from www.cdbaby.com or go to www.cdbaby.com/cd/bsick2. Download your copy today. Keep the realness in the rap game.
Yee! What up, though? It's the undeniable JT Money, a.k.a. the Bitchizer, and you tuned in to STIM Radio with Maxwell Silverhammer and GJ the Jerk Man. Heavy that. And guess what? They hate hoes almost as much as I do. So don't sleep on these cats. And speaking of sleeping, don't forget to check out my new single, Hustling, from my new project, Morning Wood. It's going down heavy, baby. And speaking of being out, I'm out like a busted traffic like you already know. Get him, Jay!
We think it's the banning of
We are anonymous. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. My boy Maxwell Silverhammer and my bottom bitch Jerk Man will set you straight with some good all true shit and none of that shit that irks me. Hey Maxie baby, I still got them videos. You fill my cereal port perfectly. Bitch.
Yes, bitches. Welcome back to the STIM radio show, the shit that fucking irks me. So here we are, hour 2, segment 3. And Humvee, you got that up there on the thing.
I sure do.
From the misspelled, I got to say this real quick. Okay, you were telling me there's a lot of grammatical errors and spelling errors in that.
There's not a lot of grammatical errors. There's a few spelling errors, but
which is funny.
It bothers me.
When I'm on motherfucking social motherfucking media and I misspell something, I get torn into.
Well, here's my thing.
But here's the fucking Washington Post.
Yes, it's the Washington Post. They pay people to check their grammar and their spelling. But what bothers me the most is in this paragraph, which shouldn't be considered a paragraph because it's one run-on sentence.
Uh-huh.
And they have the same word in there twice.
Oh, it's redundant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's not redundant. I understand why they put it in there because it's such a long run-on sentence.
So it doesn't even, you'll forget.
But same fucking word in there twice, and they couldn't even spell it right the first time.
Well,
They
that's,
spelled it right the
I see what you're
second
saying.
time.
So, okay, so the word spelled wrong the first time, then spelled correctly the second.
Yes.
So here's the Washington Post. So you dickheads that get in their little Microsoft Word document to type out your fucking comment, you're gonna put on some status.
Autocorrect.
You know.
You should enable it.
Now I don't use autocorrect.
I'm just saying for people who can't spell.
Well,
And then the people who read over it to make sure that there's no errors. You're
Right.
not doing your job.
But
very
on social media, I get shit for not being able to spell right and
well.
all
You
kinds
don't
of.
get paid to spell right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, look at the Washington
You want to
fucking
pay
Post.
me to spell it right? You let me know, and I'll spell it right.
Yeah, exactly. You want to send
I'll
me a
even-
check? I'll spell all kinds of shit right.
I'll make sure one of your paragraphs is in a fucking run-on sentence.
Well, I know, like, my brother was getting on me on the dating sites, because I had shit spelled wrong on my profile, and he's like, man, girls, if you can't spell, it looks bad, and I'm like, well, what do you do? How do you remedy that? Well, type it out in a Microsoft Word document. Hey, look, I'm not doing all that. This is a fucking dating site. These assholes at the Washington Post, they're getting paid, hundreds and thousands of dollars a fucking year to put this bullshit up, yet they're spelling things wrong. So you know what? Suck my fucking taint, my ball bag. Anyway, all right, let's hear this article.
Okay, the proposal to divide California into 6 states failed to make it onto the 2016 ballot, California's Secretary of State office said Friday. The measure required about 807,000 signatures to qualify, and despite proponents turning in more than 1 million signatures earlier this summer, a random sample conducted by counties found that not enough signatures were valid to meet the threshold to qualify. Okay, and then it says, hold on, let me scroll down.
Right. Yeah, that's
this isn't working.
interesting. 6 states, huh?
Yeah, and it says venture capitalist Tim Draper, the billionaire behind the proposal, spent $5.2 million to try to get the proposal on the ballot, while opponents spent $10,000.
Ah, they just upped them. It's like an auction, man.
Mm-hmm. Draper's proposal
Going
called
once,
for
going twice.
carving out the Silicon Valley as its own state, which would have had the highest per capita income in the U.S., while the proposed state of Central California, which would have included Fresno and the Central Valley, would have the lowest. See, and I was saying that earlier today. That's the way they would do it.
So they were thinking of seceding then.
Yeah. And it says, Draper said in a statement he believed enough signatures had been collected and said the group 6 Californias would conduct its own review.
Oh, shit.
That doesn't make sense to me.
So in other
but
words, they'd be splitting. Well, fuck. Let's, because I know there's like.
There's one more paragraph.
Okay.
The internal verification process conducted by our signature gathering firm predicted a much higher validity.
Validity, okay.
I can never say that word.
For somebody who reads all the
Validity
time?
rate. Hey, I don't have to say them out loud when I read it in my head, and it comes out right in my head.
And you know what? You know what it means. It's just the spelling,
It's just
the word.
It's brain to mouth doesn't work very well.
Gotcha.
Unless I'm pissed off.
Gotcha.
Okay. Okay, the
Validity.
validity rate. Then the random sample result, he said. It is yet another example of the dysfunction of the current system and reinforces the need for 6 fresh, modern governments.
Ooh, hey.
But yet you're going to break it up so that the poorest cities are in the same in their own state, and the richer cities are in another state.
Well, it's the let 'em eat cake mentality.
But still,
Oh, well.
how are the poorer sections going to be able to handle all the tax increases? And the richer parts, it's no big deal. It's like fucking buying a thing of toilet paper.
Well, it's like I said, it's the let 'em eat cake mentality. So that's like,
bullshit.
well, fine. You want to secede from the fucking union? All right, son of a bitch, you can. But this is what we're gonna give you now. We're gonna make it so it's tough on you because obviously, you're gonna have all these, like you just said, with the taxes and all the other weird shit that they're gonna throw at them. So it's gonna be, it's the let 'em eat cake mentality. It's kind of like there was something else a few weeks ago I was talking about that was similar to that. But I'm kind of, it's starting to pop up everywhere. Everybody's thinking of doing this shit, huh? All these states. They're tired of it.
But anytime Texas tries to become its own country, they get denied left and right.
What the fuck is touching my face? Something. I felt like something was hitting was like a hair or something. I don't know. It was weird. But
I don't see any hairs.
I don't know. It was
except for the one sticking out of your shirt.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. My chest hair, is that on? I wonder if that's on
and
camera.
And your neck hairs. Your chest hairs are on camera.
Yeah, cool. That works. I don't mind that at all. Shit, if I could do the show with my shirt off, I would. So, but
well, I could. Nobody would see.
Well, yeah, that's true. Well, why don't you do that?
No, I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't see you, so what the fuck?
I prefer to be fully clothed unless I'm in my bedroom.
Oh, is that right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I mean, G Motors might get happy.
He's not gonna see me. I'm not on camera.
That's true. Well, but it might give him some jackums, just to like think about you.
He can imagine it.
Your nice rack hanging out, and he can have his jackums, and there we go.
He can imagine it.
So, wow, that's I think it's kind of cool in a way, but I know it's a let 'em eat cake thing. It's like, oh well, okay, well you guys want to secede? Well, we'll show you, that you need us. It's that bullshit again. We're gonna show you need us. You can't just let us go and do our thing. Now all of a sudden you have to another girl behavior. You need me.
You're being a little bitch.
Yeah, there it is, little bitch behavior. Being.
Where's your friend to laugh every time
you say
bitch?
Steve. That's right. Every time he said little bitch, he got,
it was just bitch in general.
Was it bitch?
Yeah, anytime I said bitch, you just giggle.
Damn.
Because I thought it was just when I would say you're such a little bitch, and it wasn't, because I said you're being a bitch. And you just sit there and
yeah, that was funny to him. Well, whatever.
Hey.
Whatever tickles your pickle, I guess.
Apparently me saying bitch tickled his pickle pretty well.
Apparently. I actually went over to help him with his window eye. He uses another screen reader. I use JAWS. He uses Window Eyes. And talk about, whenever a company goes corporate, it goes to shit. And this was definite evidence. I was over there a few weeks ago because he's trying to renew his what's called the SMA, which is the Software Maintenance Agreement.
Uh-huh.
So he's trying to renew his SMA. And I said, I'll come over, man. I'll help you out with that, as far as, because he's not that computer savvy. He's kind of dinosaur, actually. And so I go over there and we try to buy him, the new copy of Window Eyes online. And I said, oh, well, this will be great, man. We'll get this for you. We'll download it and it'll be all gravy. So
you're funny.
Oh, man. I put in all his information, everything they needed, clicked submit. And then it said there were some errors with your order, and it's been terminated because of this. Please try again later or something.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was stupid. I was
Did
like...
they charge him for it?
No. They terminated the order. The order was terminated. So nothing happened. But he's going, what the fuck? Why is this being terminated? He's like, all my information is valid. It's all good. What's happening here? So I said, you know what? We're going to have to call that company, which is now called I Squared. That's the company they merged with. They used to be GW Micro. Now they're I Squared. And I apologize for those out there who aren't screen reader users. This might sound like some off-the-wall shit.
No, but I mean, if you want to know what is on that you're looking at, I mean,
what
you
I'm
need
using.
it.
Well, yeah, for me, it's a necessity for a blind person to use a computer. Absolutely, you need that software, and you need to update it because you can't just use an old. That's kind of how he was thinking for a while.
I'll use the outdated version. It'll be okay.
Yeah, exactly. Oh well, it's on there, right? It should be working. He still thinks of a computer like a dishwasher or another kind of appliance. Where
I put it on delay run and it's gonna still run anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I got this, and then I asked him, well, what copy of Window Eyes are you running? Oh, 7 point, and now they're up to like 9.0, and you're going,
shit.
Well, no wonder. I mean, he's not that behind, but I've heard of people, I've talked to people about that, and they'll say, oh, there's a lot of things that used to work on my computer and don't work now, and certain commands I can't use. And I'm like, well, this is why.
It's because your computer did updates and you didn't update what needed to be updated.
Yep, that's just what it is. So anyway, I said, man, we're going to have to call GW Micro / I Squared, on a weekday. And I said, I'm going to have to come over here one day when I'm not working and we can figure this out. So I guess, we were trying to, find a day that would work for both of us and everything. And, like I said, I had to work and, so he gets a phone call. It was actually the Friday before I came over. I came over on a Monday, and this is the Friday before that weekend. He gets a phone call from GW Micro, and he talks to this lady, and she says, we noticed there's been, now keep in mind, this is 3 weeks later after we tried to do this update. So, yeah, 3 weeks later, it's nice of you to finally fucking recognize 3 weeks later that we've been trying to update this shit. And she said, we noticed there were some problems with your update. We've been having, it was on our end. We apologize. Please try again. So, he's like, well, what's your name? He got her name.
Good.
Which was awesome. And so, she gave him her name. So I come over that Monday. We try to go through the same procedure to update the software.
Same bullshit.
Same bullshit. Yep. We click submit and it says, sorry, your order's been terminated. Please try again later. So I said, let's call these motherfuckers. So I get on the phone, we call them, and I speak to and it's funny, he said she was she was nice, but she was nice and stupid, when I talked to her. And I'm explaining to her what's going on. I said, this is kind of funny. I said, we tried this 3 weeks ago. We had the same problem. Now you call him 3 weeks, 3 weeks later. That's how it is too. The back burner mentality. We'll get to you when we do. The tickety-boo mentality. And so anyway, they got to, they called him, whatever. And I said, hey, why? You said that it was all fixed and we just tried to do it and it didn't work. So she's like, okay, well, we can fix that. And, anyway, long story short, she finally got it to work, but we had several other problems, and I had to call her a couple more times. I think we called her like 3 times that fucking day, and we actually asked for her personally. So, and you know what? The last time, actually, I did speak to a tech guy, and he told me to do something, because it wasn't downloading, it wasn't doing the right thing. But I finally told the lady at one point, I said, you know what? This is why I use JAWS. And she's like, oh, well, it's not that bad, really. And I'm like, well, I'll tell you what, you're not selling it to me now. I had a similar problem years ago when I got my new computer. This is why I started being a full-time JAWS user, is because I tried to load Windows on my computer because I was using Windows back in the day. It's cheaper, so that's what I was using. But the state got JAWS for me for work. So, that Bureau of Services for the Blind got me JAWS because they said it's more reliable for work, which is kind of funny now because now they're sucking the dick of Windows. It's flavor of the month shit. That's why I never just bite into that stuff all the time. I'm like, okay, now it's iPhones, but give it some time and droids are going to be the shit. And
again,
blind people shouldn't have iPhones. They should now have droids. So it's what they do. They change their flavor based on who's paying them. But anyway, and that's what these computer instructors all recommend and whatever. Although I have found, using both softwares, that JAWS is much more reliable than Windows. Because Windows will get stuck, and then you're like, well, what the fuck am I doing? It's not talking to me. Like you said, if it's not talking, I don't know what the fuck's happening. That's the same way if somebody would stand over the screen or put something over the screen, and you can't see. So,
yeah.
So same kind of shit.
And if you can't see, you don't know what the fuck you need to do.
Absolutely. So that's what happened with me. I had Windows for the longest time, and I got my new computer. I was going to load Windows on it, and it's telling me that in order to do this, I need a previous version of Windows to make this run, which is some of the error messages we were getting on Steve's computer. So I said, well, shit, I've got an old copy of Windows. I think at the time it was like, 4.5 or some shit. Oh, wow. So which is a couple of years ago now. But 4.5 was the most current. And so I had a copy of like 3 point some shit, sitting around. So I tried to load that on. And then it's telling me this version of Windows is too old and you can't run this shit. And I'm like, well, then how the fuck do we load Windows? So then finally I said, you know what, fuck this. I'm getting JAWS. I'm going to load JAWS on here and we're going to be done with it. So that's what I did. And I've been a JAWS user ever since and haven't looked back. And then, of course, there's a girl who's a local dealer for I2, Windows, whatever the fuck it is. And I told her that. I said, I told her my story. And she goes, well, all you had to do was call me.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. You were like at the front.
I'm psychic and I know this shit.
Yeah, exactly. You were at the front of my database when I had my problem. I was ready. I didn't even have her phone number. She's on my Facebook, but how can I get on Facebook when I can't get on my computer?
Exactly.
So, it's kind of hard.
They're kind of stupid with that shit.
Yeah, they are. Well, they're technical people. and they know technical like nobody's business, but when it comes to common sense.
Not all technical people are that way. I'm not that way.
Oh, that's right. You do.
I'm not that way.
Well, no, I'm just saying that, but you got to admit there are a lot of.
Oh my gosh, there's so many stupid fucking people.
Well, there's a lot of IT people that are fucking just totally human stupid.
Yes. Yes.
Like they know machines like nobody's business, but when it comes to fucking human, like just
and
interacting.
most of them cannot interact at all.
No, that's it.
No people skills, no social skills, nothing.
We used to have an IT guy that worked for us, and he used to hit on the women all the fucking time, which is totally, we got to take a sexual harassment class every, I think it's like 2 years or something.
We take one every 6 months.
Oh, damn. Wow. Well, we take ours like every 2 years, I want to say. And
sometimes we do it once every month.
So this,
depending on the incidents.
But this, oh yeah, if you get caught or some shit. Which, you know what? In next segment, I do have a true, I would say, sexual harassment, and I was the victim.
Oh, this is the one you're telling me that I would probably want to hear and have something to say about
I'm sure you will. And
Okay.
I'm sure you're going to dig this one. And it's SMJ related. It's tied in with SMJ-ery.
Cool.
So, you'll dig that. But anyway, where was I going with
You
that?
got 4 minutes to go where you were going.
Okay. Well, I got it. I caught it back. So this guy was always making really inappropriate comments to the women. And, of course, he spent more time working with the women. I was the only guy in the office. So he didn't want to give me any time, much time.
Well, yeah,
to get
you're
my
the
shit
only other
working.
person with a penis.
Yeah, he doesn't want to talk to me. And as a matter of fact, him and I got into it a few times. Not over that, but there was one time where he told me he was like, okay, well, I hired a new assistant. And I said, well, she's going to need a login. And he goes, okay, well, call me tomorrow. He's like, if you can't get me on my office phone, call me on my cell phone. I said, okay, great. So she's having trouble logging in. So I call him on his office phone. Don't get him there. I call him on his cell phone, and I get, don't call me on this phone, blah, 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 blah. And I said, hey, I'm just doing what you told me. So I bit back at him. And then he was like, oh, okay, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. I'm incompetent. And he would say things like that. Like he's trying to make you feel guilty for him fucking up in the first place.
I'd have been like, I'm blind. I don't feel bad. You're stupid.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hey, there's much worse things like being dumb like yourself. Well, this is the same guy who asked me how I walk straight. So,
really?
I swear to God, he was there and he's watching me and he goes, how do you walk straight?
Put one foot in front of the other and keep going.
I don't know. I'm not drunk. Would you like to? Even when I'm drunk, I think I walk straight.
No,
Don't
you
I?
don't.
No, I don't.
I've seen you buzz, not drunk, but you don't walk straight buzzed.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, shit. Okay. Well, see, I never even...
It's okay. I don't either, but when I'm drunk, I trip over the little lips and driveways and sit there for 20 minutes laughing my ass off.
I don't,
Because I fall down.
I thought I do pretty good when I'm drunk, actually, considering,
Yeah.
I mean, I get to where I need to go. I don't really,
Well, it would be the same way. I mean, there's no difference other than you're drunk. That's like saying, like when I'm drunk, that I won't be able to walk to where I got to get to. Yeah, it might take me a little bit longer to get there, but I'm still going to get there.
Yeah. Well, for me, I don't get all thrown off like that. I know exactly where I'm going. And
Oh, no, I know where I'm going, but my equilibrium gets thrown off.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe mine gets...
if I'm really shit-faced, yeah.
Well, that's... yeah, because to me, I haven't noticed that. I haven't felt... it's been a while that I've been severely shit-faced,
Oh, and when I'm severely shit-faced, I can walk that line to make, you have to walk that.
The police line?
Yeah.
So, and you've done it?
Not from a cop, but
Oh, okay.
drunk walking home.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You find the lines in the parking lot.
Oh, you use them, huh?
Yeah.
All right, I got to walk along these lines. Let's see how they work.
Oh, we used to make bets. If you can't walk this line, then, you got to give me $20. Or, if you can walk the line, I'll give you $20 and I'll buy you another drink.
Did you ever get your $20?
I always got my $20.
Yeah, that's the thing. A drunk will always tell you they're not drunk. Oh, fuck, I know when I'm drunk.
Shit, I'll tell you I'm drunk.
That's what I'm saying. I can feel it. I'm like, I'm fucked up.
My face goes numb.
Oh, yeah, your face is hot.
Yeah, hot.
Your teeth feel funny.
My arm doesn't hurt.
Yeah, you don't feel any pain.
My lips go numb, and I sit there and I flick them.
Although, I don't know, for me, I'm always saying, damn, I'm fucked up. I'm fucked up. You know, every few minutes, I'm fucked up. It's like, yeah, we know, God damn it.
Shut the fuck up already.
So, yeah, this guy asked me how do I walk straight? And I had to ask for clarification. I was like, what do you mean, dude? And he was like, well, I mean, you know, not being able to see. How do you walk in a straight line? And I'm like, dude, I know what a straight line looks like, you ass bunch. So, you know, it's those socially retarded ass questions that this guy would ask. So, and, you know, things that he would do.
Did I ever ask you some really retarded questions?
Did you ever ask any?
Yeah.
I don't remember you ever asking me any questions.
Okay.
To be honest with you.
I don't know. I don't remember, so.
And you know me, I'm pretty quick to call you if you SMJ'd me.
Yeah.
So, you know, do you remember ever me saying, oh, you SMJ'd me? I think I have.
A couple times, but it wasn't for something for you being blind. It was for other stupid shit.
Right. It was, or something that, you know, like when you're like, hey, you know, it's over here or something like that. And I'm like, what?
Most of the time I did that, it was because I was fucking with a trainee.
oh, yeah. Well, that's it. You know, because they probably were like, you're a bitch. You're not even helping him.
I was told that.
Wow.
You are really mean. You're not even helping him. He can't see. He knows where the fuck he's going. He can walk his happy ass there. I'm not his mommy.
You know what? They need that, though. That's what's missing with paratransit, is those drivers don't get that kind of, you know, he can do it. You know, there's no positive encouragement. You know, I mean, we're looked at as fucking tards, basically. You know.
Yeah, I go, now if he asks you to help him to get where he needs to go, then you stand there, you let it, you know, put your arm out for him, and he'll grab a hold of your arm and you go. I go, but don't grab his arm and fucking pull him. They hate that shit.
Oh, God. Or grabbing our cane.
Or they go, what do you mean they? I go, well.
What do you mean they? Yeah, us they. We are they.
I go,
fuck.
People who are blind.
You know, it's so funny.
I was just generalizing because most people that I've met that are blind, minus like 2 or 3.
Yep.
They don't want you to hold their hand, and they sure as hell don't want you to grab their arm and fucking walk them. They want to hold your arm because it helps them balance better.
Which is funny because, you know, here it is. You're saying stuff that's not insulting, but they're trying to make it into an insult. Well, what do you mean by they?
Yeah, don't make me sound stupid or you're ignorant, because I'm going to turn around and make you look like a fucking idiot.
But yet the shit they're doing is completely insulting. You know, why aren't you helping him? You know?
Oh my gosh, you're incapable of wiping your own ass.
Yeah, that's more insulting than somebody referring to me.
How do you know you wiped all the shit off your ass, by the way?
Oh, you know, you can feel it.
You know when you get one of those really messy shits and it's just everywhere?
Oh, yeah. Well,
I know you like shit, so I figured I'd just ask you.
And I'll tell you. Well, when you're wiping your ass, do you look up your ass to see if you got
I look
all
at the toilet paper to make sure there's no streaks on it still.
Well, here's what I do. You can feel, I know you feel that frictiony feeling versus that wet, slippery feeling.
Yeah.
So once I start feeling the friction, you know that the toilet paper's like, or I'm sorry, traction.
Oh, when the toilet paper is not running as smoothly, where it kind of sticks a little bit, like it's harder to pull.
Right, when it's like.
So you know your ass is clean.
You know your asshole's wiped, yes, and.
Kind of like wiping your nose after you blow your nose, you wipe all the snot off, and there's no more snot. And it's
exactly.
It's all slimy.
And you know there are times I do a finger check. You know
you touch your butthole and smell your finger?
Well, no, I don't smell my finger, but I can just feel if it's slippery down there. Then I'm like, okay, well I need to wipe more. You know,
you rub your index finger and your thumb together
You
to make
got
sure
it.
there's no poop.
You got it. That's just what I do. I'm
That's
checking, and I'm like,
great.
okay, it's smooth, it's good.
That's a great way to end this segment.
Is it? You guys found out how I wipe my ass now. All right, we'll be right back, bitches. You ass-clutching queer patricians and punk assholes. All right, what's hood, good bitches? I'm Maxwell Silverhammer from STIM Radio.
And I'm Clarence Harris from the Block Report.
And this Thursday, we got an ass ramming for you. It's going to start at 6 p.m. and end at 9 p.m. Is your recti ready?
We're going to be talking about the Great Divide, America in peril.
So join a 3-hour Block Report / STIM Radio. And if you can deal with the truth for 3 hours, then you might be worth saving. So join us Thursday, 6 p.m., www.alltalkradio.net, bitches.
If you're a fan of hip-hop and R&B, join me, the Bruh Ren, for a full non-stop hour of back-to-back slappers. That's back-to-back slappers. Where the playlist spans from genres like R&B, soul, R&B, soul. Hip-hop bangers like
25 sitting on 25 mil, I'm in the building and I'm feeling myself. Rest in peace, Mac Dre. I'ma do it for the bay, okay? Getting paid, we'll holler whenever that stop. My team good, we don't really need a mascot.
Classic throwbacks like.
Well, I'm peeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping. But I damn near got caught, cause my beeper kept beeping. Now it's time for me to make my impression felt. So sit back, relax, and strap on your seatbelt. You've never been on a ride like this before.
Every Friday night at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And Saturday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Only on the Tough Love Show on JNJ.FM.
Hey, most people don't plan to fail, but a lot of people fail to plan, and it really don't have to be like that. What you know about an IRA or a tax-deferred 401k? What you gotta pay to the government? Ever heard of a tax-exempt retirement? That's info most folks don't know. What you gonna do if you live too long? What you gonna do if you die too soon? Can your spouse afford the house? Will your family go bankrupt if you get sick? You got a plan in place to cover medical debt? I'm not talking about Advil, I'm speaking on long-term ill. You ever seen a bill from that home where Big Mama went to live? It's like $73,000 a year. How you gonna pay for that? 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 You work hard every day, but you really don't like it. You're looking at a retirement crisis. Got a good education, got a good job, got the age and the time, but still got robbed in 2008 when the market crashed. Wanna tell your boss to kiss your bus pass, but you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. Said you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. So you wake up in the morning and you put on your game face. Then you run out the house late, headed to the same place. On the bus like I'm stuck. In your car like I'm stuck. What you need is a solution, more income and less confusion. What you gonna do, where you gonna go, who you gonna talk to get the info and get money? You can talk to me, you can talk to me, we got what you need, or you can join the team. Build yourself, then build your wealth by sharing what you learn with somebody else. Each one, teach one how money works. Stay compliant so nobody gets hurt. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Hey, this is Travis. This song was recorded to get your attention. I have some powerful financial information that you should hear. The things that you need to put in place for a solid financial foundation in case you live too long, die too soon, if you become disabled or need to go into a home, or if you simply need access to a tax-free supplemental retirement or emergency fund. We have the information to put these proper plans in place in case any of these things happen. Contact me at my email. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. Let's set up an appointment, sit down at the kitchen table or coffee shop somewhere. I'll show you the information. If you have the need and the means, let's get it done. Or if you're looking for a business with a great compensation plan and a proven system, you should join the team. I know this business isn't for everyone, but it's one of those rare situations where if we all follow the system, it can be a win for all involved. The companies win, the clients win, or the families win, the brokers win. We're entrepreneurs, we're our own bosses. Everyone is a broker. We can make good money
and travel around the world on the company's dime. Let's at least try to do it.
At last, the wait's finally over. Be Sick returns from a long hiatus with a brand new album entitled Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Available for digital download only.
Be Sick's no punches pulled approach on the mic gives listeners what they want, as well as gives the rap game a well-deserved kick in the ass, with such hard-hitting gems as the title track, Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Mr. Zero fucking tolerance, you think that you're fun. My tongue's replacing the gun. My toleration is none. Fuck a buster and a bitch.
Or the laid-back, fun-filled street anthem entitled Change of Pace, featuring Ghosts.
This is something to bump as a gift to the haters. So turn it up loud just to piss off your neighbors. And if you out rolling, you be getting a ticket. And if you
Straight to the guts, blind to the facts.
Blind to the facts that your mind's in a trap. Blind to the facts that with time we adapt. Blind to the facts of what you don't understand. Blind to the facts by the media scans. Blind to the facts of what you read in a book. Blind to the facts of
Download your copy today of Mr. Zero Tolerance from www.cdbaby.com or go to www.cdbaby.com/cd/bsick2. Download your copy today. Keep the realness in the rap game.
Yee! What up, though? It's the undeniable JT Money, a.k.a. the Bitchizer, and you tuned in to STIM Radio with Maxwell Silverhammer and GJ the Jerk Man. Heavy that. And guess what? They hate hoes almost as much as I do. So don't sleep on these cats. And speaking of sleeping, don't forget to check out my new single, Hustling, from my new project, Morning Wood. It's going down heavy, baby. And speaking of being out, I'm out like a busted traffic like you already know. Get him, Jay!
We think it's the banning of
We are anonymous. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. My boy Maxwell Silverhammer and my bottom bitch Jerk Man will set you straight with some good all true shit and none of that shit that irks me. Hey Maxie baby, I still got them videos. You fill my cereal port perfectly. Bitch.
Yes, bitches. Welcome back to the shit that fucking irks me. So, we are now at the point for my SMJ report. So, we are going to do a little SMJ. Now, this shit is actually this was what I was talking about. Wait till you hear this one, Humvee. This is pretty wild. And, but, it just goes to show you that people, obviously, they fucking violate your personal space. So, once you get that loaded, we will rock and roll it. And there we go. So, but yeah, this is totally. I'm like, wow. There's a blind man. Don't worry, blind man. I'm here. I'm gonna save you. Just hold on. I'm coming. Don't worry. You're gonna have fun. Everything's all good. Gotta save that blind man. Gotta save him from danger. Gotta save that blind man. Gotta save him from strangers. Oh yeah. So that's our SMJ. Here it is. All right, so basically, here's what happened today. I was at this networking event, and it was towards the end, and I'm sitting there, and we're listening to the presentations, whatever. This lady walks right up to me, and I swear to God, kisses my ear and starts kissing my neck and says, "Hi, hun. It's Dee Dee," or whatever the fuck her name was. And first thing I did was I was like, huh? I'm not one that gets creeped out, especially if it's a woman, very easily. But in this case, I was like, who are you? And she's like, it's Dee Dee. I own several assisted living facilities out here. And I'm like, do I know you? She's like, well, I just wanted to come and say hi. And she's like touching all over me. And, I just wanted to say hi to you. And every time I see you, I want to say hi. And I'm like, okay. And later, my assistant tells me that she had this look on her face, almost like, upset that I didn't remember her. You know what I'm saying? I go to a lot of events and talk to a lot of people. So the fact that I didn't remember her, she was upset about. Okay, now some could create the argument, well, maybe she likes you. Well, yeah, I grew up and fucking kiss on women I love all the time too. It's just what I do. I just walk up and start kissing on their ear and kissing on their neck and rubbing their back and rubbing their shoulder and all that shit. But see, that's the thing, that they fucking, personal space goes out the window when you're blind, because you're not really a human. You're like a 2-year-old, And so this is what they do. They just pay. And then, so of course, Kraken and I launched into a long, because he was like, I can't. He's like, I almost fucking said something. And I'm just like, yeah, well, And he's like, that's bullshit. He was like, if you did this to any other one, if you did that to a woman, they'd have called the cops.
Yeah, because it's not sexual assault like you were saying. I mean, sexual harassment. That's sexual assault. Once somebody touches you sexually, regardless if it's, I'm kissing your ear and kissing your neck, that's sexual assault.
Right.
Because they physically touched you.
Exactly. So sexual harassment is just, hey, baby, you got big tits.
Or hey, you and I can go to the bathroom and fuck real quick.
Right.
Or walking through a fucking that
that kind of shit. But when if that guy would have came up and grabbed your ass, then it would have been sexual
he would have been
assault.
Punched in the face.
But it would have been sexual assault though,
yes.
if he grabbed you. So see, it's the same shit. So she basically, in essence, sexually assaulted me. So it's just kind of funny that I'm blind, so it doesn't fucking matter. If I really wanted to.
You're still a person, so I don't know. We were talking about this earlier. I don't fucking understand stupid ass people.
Oh, there we go. It's that stupid shit again. But, the fact that they just feel they can do whatever the fuck they want, and kind of like Kraken was saying today, he was like, it's funny. People think you're stupid, but it's kind of the reverse where a lot of sighted people get stupid around me all of a sudden. It's like I'm almost like kryptonite for their brain. You know what I'm saying? They're like, normally they're okay, I guess, and on their A game. Then
I am no longer the tartar baby.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's what they want me to. They want me to be the or
you get to be the tartar baby now.
Oh yeah, and I get this shit all the time. This is what I started to say, at the, beginning of the show, where there are a lot of the people at these networking things, they don't take me seriously. Because they see me, it doesn't matter. I could be dressed better than everybody in the room, but the fact that I'm blind all of a sudden negates everything. So now I'm retard boy, and and so they could come up and touch me and do, and they're not the only. I mean, I've had guys walk up and, hey, buddy, as a matter of fact, somebody did that today, and I was trying to figure out who it was.
Like touching on you?
Yeah, they went like that.
Rubbed your shoulder?
Yeah.
That shit weird to me.
And I said, who are you? Oh, hey, it's me. It's Dan from... and I'm like...
Don't touch me.
Yeah, exactly. Don't.
No. I tell people that. Look, I don't like being touched, so please don't touch me.
Yeah, I guess
you can walk up to me. My hearing, works just fine. You can say, hey, how you doing? This is so-and-so,
You know what? And it's just one of those things that's on the border of, it's bad, because here it is. It's, it's an SMJ, but on the other hand... what do? You snap at every person that does it?
No, you just tell them that, you do it in a nice way and say, look, I know you probably don't know, but I don't like to be touched. It bothers me.
Right. Well, and it depends on, it's like, yeah. But the kissing of the ear, and that's
just fucking...
I actually want to find out what company she works for, and actually maybe even call in a sexual harassment thing. Or sexual...
Has she done it to you before?
Nope. This is the first time, but I'm sure she'll do it again.
That's,
Yeah, that was... She went a little far with that one. I was like, whoa. She actually... I'm telling you, she walked up and, kissed my ear. Right around here. So, I was like, what the fuck? It definitely took me back. It definitely took the Kraken back. And we were just like, wow,
I know a lot of people that... for some odd reason, like to kiss people on the cheeks when they,
I know in certain cultures they do that,
But you spread germs that way.
We're not, but we're not in Italy, so you don't fucking just walk up and kiss people. I found it.
Italians aren't the only ones to do it.
Oh, well, yeah, but those are the ones I've seen mostly doing. Matter of fact, I remember going years ago with my dad and stepmom to an Italian restaurant, and the dude, I guess he knew them, because they come in all the time. And the guy went right up to my stepmom, and kissed her on the mouth.
Ooh.
And that's what I was like, Dad, are you not going to fuck? Well, they're Italian. I'm like, Dad, you don't do that shit. That's grounds on whooping somebody's ass. So, but, now with these things.
The French do that too.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can believe it. That's something they would do. But, yeah, this is a thing of professionals. I mean, you don't walk around groping people and obviously they don't see me as a professional. They see me as, like a lower specimen, if you would, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I mean, do you think I'm overreacting, or you think
No, that's sexual assault. She had no right to do that, regardless if she's met you before or not.
Right.
I mean, obviously, you might have met her once, but you don't really remember because you go to these events all the time.
Yeah.
But that does not give her grounds to touch you, to kiss you, or anything.
You know, I mean,
if she wants to talk to you and say, "Hey, it's Dee Dee," she can stand right next to you or in front of you and have a conversation like a normal person.
right?
would.
How you doing? You know, or
You're not deaf or anything. You know she's there. You can hear her.
right. And actually, you know, it would be okay even if she walked up, maybe, and just like, "Hey, how you doing?" It's you know.
You want me to go with you and tell him no touching the blind man?
Well, see, that's it too. If that happens, then it just reinforces the stereotype of, oh, he's a tard and he needs somebody to watch out for him. You know what I'm saying? So you can't win with these things. That's what
I'll just tell him you're my bitch.
Oh, they'll believe that. They can probably believe that. So, but yeah, I get that a lot. But you know, that's not the only place where that happens. I get a lot of people that walk up and just touch me and shit. And I'm thinking, wow, if I, you know, did that to other people, I think they'd be kind of wigged out.
Well, I touch your arm and shit when you like almost run into me or you get too close to
Well,
me.
because I'm close to you.
Yeah, I
you
don't.
know.
I
But you don't walk up to me and be like, "How you doing?"
Or
and
you
start
know,
rubbing.
you know what I'm
"How
gonna start
things,
doing?
buddy?"
I'm gonna start walking up to people and just licking the side of their face because apparently it's okay to touch people,
Sure,
and
with
kiss on them, and you don't fucking know them.
Exactly.
So I'm just gonna start walking up and licking the side of people's faces.
Well,
I do it to Jerkman.
See, that's the thing. It's like all that personal space stuff goes out the window when you don't see because you're seen as lower or less than, you know?
Yeah, I can understand that.
So, and they see you as a baby, essentially, you know? And so not as an equal as a professional, but as a child. And, you know, we were talking about that too. Like, you know, Kraken was saying that people probably would say, "Oh, you're just overreacting," and you know, and like I said earlier, people, you know, some dumb fucks, mainly guys, would say this: "Well, maybe she likes you, man. Maybe you should go for it." And you're
It
just like,
doesn't matter.
right? Because obviously, by doing that, what she's showing me is she has no respect for my personal space.
Exactly.
So why do I want to date someone who doesn't respect me as a man?
She doesn't respect you or your personal space.
Yeah, exactly.
And obviously, she's not going to respect anybody else's.
No. So
Because if she thinks that's okay to do that to you because you're blind, that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
And apparently, whatever company she works for needs to start doing their sexual harassment and assault classes every quarter instead of bi-yearly or whatever you call it, once every 6 months.
I don't know if she said she owns several assisted living facilities.
That's cool. You don't do that shit.
Well, I wonder if she does that to her residents.
Well, you know what? I mean, no offense on you or nothing bad towards you.
Right.
A lot of men do not report sexual assault or sexual harassment because they see it as, you know, oh, well, you know, I'm telling on a girl for, you know, touching me or kissing me or telling me, you know, she wanted to do things to me. It doesn't matter. Gender aside, it's still sexual harassment and it's sexual assault, and you should not be allowed to get away with that.
Yeah, well, and you know what? Actually, I forget. The only reason I haven't done anything is because I don't remember the name of the company. Like I said, I was caught so off guard that I just totally like, what? What's the name?
Was your crack in there with you?
He was there, but you know, he sure the fuck didn't remember the name of the company that she was with. But we're gonna find out next time because I think she said she owns several senior homes and.
Well, if she owns several assisted living homes and
Who do you
she's
report
doing
her
that
to?
to you, you can report her to a lot of people.
So
because if she owns them, she has to have a business license, so you can report her to the Better Business Bureau.
Oh.
Not only that, because she owns assisted living homes, she falls under different circumstances because it is for the disabled and the elderly, and you're violating different laws that pertain to them. And on top of that, what is the other one?
I know there's some kind of state board or something.
Yeah, because she has to, that goes along with the business license for the county, and because it's an assisted living, it has to go through the state.
I probably could start with
You know
aging
what?
and disability
if
services.
you find the hotline number for the for elderly abuse, which if you end up at one of the Opportunity Village places for whatever reason, or you happen to run into somebody, you can ask them for the hotline numbers for disabled for people who are being abused that are disabled or elderly,
Right.
and they will give you those hotline numbers. You can call and report her to them.
Well, you know what? I think I'm going to start with aging and disability services because I believe they would at least be able to point me in the right direction.
Oh yeah, they will. And because she owns them, she receives funding
Some
from
kind
the
of stipend.
government.
Yeah, I would think so.
Whether it's nonprofit or not, usually it is nonprofit. She's violating so many laws.
Well, I want to see again because, like I said, I caught off. But
If she does it again,
this time
you
I'll
need
be
to
ready.
well, see, here's the thing too: is when you do it, you have to have statements, witness statements.
Oh, well, the
and,
Kraken saw it.
And make sure he's there with you the next time too.
Yep. Oh, yeah. No, because he even said, he was like, dude, that's bullshit. That's something you should report. And I don't even remember her. I want to say Dee Dee, but it was something else. It was some other strange kind of name.
But if
like
for
Dee Dee.
some reason he can't make it for whatever the circumstances are, you need to have somebody there with you.
Oh, he'll help me out. He'll write a
Yeah.
statement or he'll.
Well, no, I mean for the
sec-
next time.
Next time, right.
Yeah. So just in case it does happen, you'll end up with another person that's a witness also.
Yeah.
But I mean, just in case something does happen, then you have all your avenues covered. So
Right.
it's not like, oh, she did this.
And and then all of a sudden, you're making it up, or
Yeah.
you just thought this. People will try to
You're
poo-poo it a lot of
blind,
times.
so you just want the attention because you don't get enough with your disability.
Yeah, you're probably right. Or it's one of these things of, oh, well, I think you just took it out of context. A lot of times
She
people
kissed
will.
your fucking ear. There is no out of context. You do not go up to people and kiss them like that.
Oh, yeah.
If you're coming up to say hi, hello, and you kiss them on the cheek, or for some weird reason you're
On the
from
mouth?
another country and you kiss them on the mouth,
Yeah.
we don't do that here.
No, and she wasn't foreign. I'll throw that out
Okay,
too.
so she's not foreign.
Nope.
So
And she's older. She was probably in her, I would guess, late 50s, early 60s.
okay.
So.
So she's not old enough for you. Okay.
Yeah, right. Oh, and hey, and then there's another thing. People always do that too. Like, oh, well, you should be loving that, and I'm like,
It doesn't matter.
you know what? It's the principle of it, right?
That's like saying that guy that today in the fucking store that's sitting there saying "damn" about my ass. That would be like me going up and being like, "Oh, it's okay because you can sexually harass me anytime you want."
Right. It's all right. Well, people will try to, I said, and the funny thing about these networking breakfasts that I was just telling you about is it's all people that work in the senior industry.
Is it that one place you go to down way the fuck over there?
Which one?
The senior, that one place.
I've gone to a
used
bunch of
take
them.
you?
Oh, did you take me to something?
I've taken you to a few of them.
Yeah, probably to some of my speaking events, huh?
I don't fucking know.
Maybe. Or you know what you took? I bet you I know where you took me. Was it on West Aquindo?
I don't remember.
Okay. Or was it on...
It was one of them was this like senior living place. I know that. So
Oh,
might
it
have
was
been
a senior
speaking.
living. Probably was if I went
I
to
know
an
one
assisted
of them
living.
I dropped you off and when I came back to pick you up, you had a Band-Aid on your face.
Oh, that one. That was a senior apartment complex.
Yeah,
yes.
that's what it is.
Okay. Yeah, you know who was SMJing me that day was one of the residents, actually, funny enough. But, yeah, and it's just funny that these people, this is what they think of the clientele they actually serve. So they get up there and they give these, political speeches of how they care so deeply for the seniors and how it's such a rewarding field and all this other bullshit, when really they look at you as less than human. And they've proven that with me. Here it is, because I'm blind. They treat me like I'm a 2-year-old. So I'm like, well, how do they treat their residents? How do they treat the people, the
They
populations
treat them like they're
deal with?
fucking babies.
Yeah. And this woman owns several assisted
I would
living
report her
facilities.
ass.
I'm going to. Next time I see her, we're going to report her.
Good.
And, I'm going to just try to see what the fuck's up. But on that note, bitches, I'm Maxwell Silverhammer.
I'm Humvee.
And that's the story there, bitches. See ya.
Show.